welcome.
Alright guys, I do apologize. I think we got everything worked out here. Just having some audio issues. I think we got them figured out though.
Ooh, yeah, that was a little hairy.
Just checking the stream to make sure the audio is now working. We apologize for that again. Looks like we got everything fixed here. So let's get rolling, shall we? We've got about 3 minutes to get the introductions out of the way here, so let's go ahead and take a look at our race info real quick. This is the regular season race here at Daytona, 50 laps on week 19 for the Palmetto Racing League's Truck Series here. Should be a great race. If you watched the duels last weekend, the grid was basically split in half to determine who was going to be on what side at the starting grid up for this race here this evening. Lots of talented drivers out here tonight looking to really just get out there and go points racing tonight. Should be an interesting one here at Daytona. Super large track, almost 2.5 miles. Lots of room for error here, and lots of room for advancement as well if you can find the right run here. I look for tonight to be exciting. I don't think that anything too crazy is going to happen. We'll see. These drivers I know have been excited all week to get out on the track and lay down some laps here. There will not be a qualifying there will not be a qualifying tonight as they took care of qualifying with the Daytona duels last weekend. So that has determined our grid order, and just as soon as we get to grid up, we can definitely get that grid order up for everybody here and show you who's going to be starting this one off. I do have it handy, and I do believe we have enough time to somewhat go over it here. So your P1 is going to be Stephen Gall of the 25, and P2 is going to be Aaron Martin in the 27. P3 will be Christopher Mulkerin in the number 4. P4 will be Aaron Vogt in the number 2 machine tonight. P5 will be Andrew Ziegler in the number 12 machine. P6 will be Joshua Fix in the 83 machine. Chantel Pottle in that 05 will be in P7. P8 will be Doyle Boyd the second. As he starts tonight. P9 will be Ricky in the 11. P10 was supposed to be Matthew Corley in the 95 machine. We have gotten word that he will not be participating in tonight's race. And it looks like our warm-up session here just ended. So we're going to go ahead and swap things over here. And now, instead of just listening to me blab all that off, we can put the grid up here on the TV for you.
All right, guys. Good luck, everybody.
As you see there, the
Yeah, good luck, everyone. Just try to keep clean, have some fun.
Ricky in the 11 machine there in 9th, Riley Pottle in 10th, Brent Thompson in 11th, Christian Shriver in that 14 machine in 12th, and that's going to round out our grid for this one tonight. So let's get ready here for some action-packed racing here at Daytona tonight. 50 laps of pure excitement. Halfway stage will be at the completion of lap 25 here. So these guys will get a little bit of a halfway break to come in and get freshened up a little bit, although I don't believe tires are too much of a factor here. you're pretty much full throttle this entire race, and as long as you're not out there doing nothing crazy or, you know, cutting donuts on the caution laps there, your tires should be fairly decent. These guys might take one set of tires for the whole race here, if they even do that, and I look for that to happen around the halfway stage. It's not really necessary. Track holds traction pretty well, so we'll see how things shape up here as these guys are all out on the track now. We will go ahead and get our driver box up for you. And just to kind of give you a rundown, this is our current point standings prior to the race completion. We will update these for you once the race has concluded, but see Chantel Pottle in that 05 machine is currently leading with 595 points, and Aaron Vogt in that number 2 machine closely behind her, trailing. A win here could shake things up a little bit for him depending on the finish. But that is your leaderboard with Chantel Pottle, Aaron Vogt, Joshua Fix, Matthew Corley, Christian Shriver in the top 5 here. Brent Thompson's one to watch for sure this race. He has pretty rapidly started climbing the leaderboard here and closing the gap on some of these other drivers, and he has a season win already with the Truck Series, and also has one with the Street Stocks as well, as he runs over with those guys also. So he will be one to watch tonight. A couple of others that we want to keep our eye on, that 25 machine of Stephen Gall. He really pulled off a rather amazing victory and a really bizarre finish, if I may say so myself, in that Daytona dual race last weekend. If you guys tuned in for that, man, that was a photo finish that was definitely worthy, without a doubt. So we see the 83 machine there of Joshua Fix currently in 10th place, kind of riding that outside line there with Doyle Boyd and the 001 on his inside. Aaron Vogt in that number 2 machine there, the 27 of Aaron Martin currently in 5th position, as Vogt just snags it from him in that 2 machine. As always, don't forget, at the conclusion of the race, we will check to see if we have any of our top 3 finishers on standby to do a driver interview. Give you a chance to hear from some of those guys if we have any available. I know the last several races, these guys have been pretty quick to get out of the lobby and go and celebrate. Haven't really been interested in giving us a post-race shout-out, and that's all right. We're okay with the celebration. I can't say that I wouldn't be the same way if I had won. Lap 3 of 51 now. I think our track map has disappeared. My apologies. Would definitely be nice for you guys to be able to see where these guys are on the map here. You see the finish line on the track map right in the dog leg there, so just gives you some relative placement there on just how big this track is as we look at the car numbers going around right now. These guys are they're going pretty fast. It's just this is such a huge track. It barely looks like they're moving on that map up there. So, but we can give you some insight here on just about how fast these guys are going. This is obviously a draft track, so these guys are going to try and hug in right behind one another just as much as they can to try and snag that draft and keep that air flowing, get a good run. A couple of them getting a little squirrely out there. The number 12 of Andrew Ziegler kind of bobbing and weaving some.
there because you got wrecked down pit road.
What was that, Chantel?
Got a driver here saying.
Can Riley get a black flag there because you got wrecked down pit road?
Not sure what they're talking about there. I don't see where any incidents have happened. Seems to be an issue with the 99 of Riley Pottle there. Sound like the incident may have occurred on pit road, and that could potentially be why we don't really have a log for it, because it didn't happen on track. Stephen Gall in that 25, he did business in that Daytona duel, but it looks like the 33 of Brandon Muir going to snag it from him now on a quick pass on the outside there. Still kind of side by side. If he can get a little help from that 27 to push him, he may be able to extend the lead even further here with some bump drafting going on. I look for things to kind of stay close and relatively together here in this first half. As we see the 33 of Brandon Muir there, he's going to establish that lead early on, 6 laps in. Pit strategy will definitely play a major role here at this track, as it is a draft track and it can literally shake up the entire grid. Depends on what everyone takes. I believe during practice these guys were getting about 14 to 15 laps to a tank of fuel, depending on the vehicle here. So we will see should see a green flag pit stop here before the halfway stage. Whoa, and a major shift there from the 33, from the inside shoulder to the outside there. Stephen Gall going to try to make his way back up on that inside, as the number 4 of Christopher Mulkerin is right behind him there, bump drafting. Nice little push. 27 making his move now. He was also one of our dual race winners last weekend of dual race number 2 to be exact.
No, it's all good, man. Long
Put
race.
on a pretty good show, and that was another great finish last weekend. 2 really great dual races. If you missed those, be sure to go back and watch the replay, man. They were filled with excitement. Those were 25 lap races, but I tell you what, they had a lot of action in them right down to the very last lap, especially that first dual race. My Lord. And it appears we have a caution thrown here.
Checking up 1 and 2.
Not really sure what happened there.
Not a bad first one, guys. Good job.
I am checking our incident log. I don't see where we have any incidents logged of anything happening, so I'm really not sure. I know that we saw on the turn there the 99 of Riley Pottle was coming out of pits, so right there close to these guys, and it kind of makes me wonder if maybe iRacing threw a caution, possibly because of him being so close to those cars. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but whatever it was enough to trigger a caution. I will go ahead and apologize in advance. Anyone who has watched Daytona races in real life or through iRacing, these cautions will take a hot minute. So if you've got some popcorn that's easily accessible, and I could almost assure you would have plenty enough time to go ahead and go make you some, and probably make it back just in time for the 1 to green marker. These are lengthy cautions here. 2.5 miles at 70-ish miles an hour. These guys are going to be out here for a minute. You see a bunch of them there going ahead and breaking off for pits. Looks like everyone's going to come off from behind the pace car here in inner pit lane.
Riley. I seen you swerve up. I didn't want to hit you. It hit the wall.
Yes, Dale, 100%. Coffee, popcorn, whatever you got, go grab it. Definitely going to be here for a minute. Not going anywhere anytime soon. First caution of the evening tonight. As always, we are thankful for all of you folks out in the chat tonight. Good to hear from you all, and we hope you're enjoying the content as much as we are putting it on here. You guys have definitely been showing out over the last couple of weeks, and we thoroughly enjoy it, and we're thankful for you. We just want you to know that. PRN music soundtrack. Brent, that'd be awesome. The only thing I would worry about with that is copyright infringements. Just make sure you mix your own tracks there. Don't use actual music. Such a awesome time seeing these guys out on the track tonight. This truck series has come a long way from what it used to be. The league itself has really come a long way. It's been quite impressive to think that the beginning of last year started with mainly 2 human drivers for every race in season 1, running Gen 6 cars and a bunch of AI. And man, I tell you what, week in and week out, it was absolute nightmare. The humans couldn't figure out the AI, and getting around those guys on the track started to really create some hazardous conditions, and 9 times out of 10 usually resulted in a caution rather quickly. And now we've got, well, going off of our numbers tonight, we've got 14 at grid up. This race was set to have 16. So we've got 14 though. Dale, it'll be here faster than you realize, pal. If you've already jumped in on the Discord, I do apologize. I don't recognize the YouTube handle here, but if you were already in the Discord, they usually don't take too long. The street stocks had a break this week, so they did not have a scheduled race. However, this coming Wednesday, they will be taken to the track at Rockingham. It was also announced that the league is definitely moving into a progression system, so that will be happening. Exciting things to come with that. We'll add several more series to this league and give it a bit of variety. Still mainly centered around oval asphalt racing, but that SRX series is one that I wonder about, because it's sounds like it's going to have some potential curveballs with some more dirt track racing involved in it than what we're used to. Yeah, old grandpa there, man. He's a tough one out there in the street stocks and truck series too. I know truck series drivers have thoroughly enjoyed having him on the track. He really brings the competition, and he does it in such a graceful style, really. He had a little bit of a rough weekend last weekend with a black flag penalty that for some reason didn't make much sense. why he received it in the first place. Looked like iRacing tried to flag him for passing the leader on the start, and he never made it past the leader, so we're not certain what happened there. Either way, he's bouncing back from it tonight as he takes to the track out there on Daytona for this main 50-lap feature, and he is looking to put a hurting on somebody there as he is running that outside line currently right behind the 27. Currently in 6th place, trying to get him some position there from the draft. Victor Gaming, what you need? Are you interested in joining the league? Is that what you're asking about? I can shoot you the Discord link real quick in the chat. If this looks like something you'd be interested in joining, these guys are currently recruiting still, especially for the Street Stock Series. I don't believe they're looking to add anyone currently to the Truck Series. I think they're going to stay locked into what they have. The Street Stock season is still actively open, and just 5 races in. They had a break this week. Okay, all right, so you race with old Brent Thompson. Good deal, good deal. If you'd like I said, I can post the Discord link here in the chat. Give me 1 second, let me get that up for you as we continue to watch these guys on lap 14 of 51 here. It'll be lap 15 this time around. Victor, there's the link there. It'll take you straight to the Discord. Just hop in there and follow all the walkthrough procedures, and it'll basically walk you through the sign-up process, and they will get to your application ASAP. Oh, Grandpa's always making a move out here on these tracks. He, that's for sure. You cannot sleep on that 45 machine, I'm telling you. Time you do, he's in your rear view mirror. Number 9 there of Austin Ziegler, currently in 6th position. Oh, a little bit of action there on the track. Oh.
We were 3 wide.
Oh, yep, we definitely gonna have to go back and look at that one. Let's take a look at that replay there for a minute. Might have to back that one up a little further. Don't believe it. Oh, maybe it did. Let's go ahead and start it from right here. Let's change the view up a little bit here. Let's go to the chase cam. Do apologize. We're going to rewind that one more time. I should have started it off in the quarter speed there. Really see what happened here. The number 33 and the 11, it looks like, of Ricky. The 11 kind of coming down into the 33 there. Looks like the 33 of Brandon might have lost his quarter panel there, and Doyle Boyd slamming into the side of the 11, and there is car parts everywhere.
We're 3 wide.
Eesh. These wrecks like that, nasty, man. They are nasty at these super speedways. Definitely. And trying to see here. I don't think our and that should have been enough to trigger a caution there, but there it is. Second caution of the evening tonight. As that 45 of Brent Thompson is now in second place, right behind the 25 of Stephen Gall. So far, Stephen Gall has been able to hold on to that first place position. He started this race in first, and he is holding on to it pretty strongly here. And that's the thing for sure about these super speedways. If there's going to be a wreck, or there is a wreck, it is going to be intense. And almost more times than not, it's going to involve multiple cars, not just one or two. It's going to be quite a few that wind up getting collected, especially with as close as these guys are racing with one another. So another lengthy caution here.
Can you see my front end on this 83?
Sounds like,
yeah, it's crinkled a little bit.
Sounds
so the
like
hood
the
meets the bumper.
83 might have been involved in that one as well.
It.
Or do you have like a whitish gray on the in between each?
I think there is a white spot in between the hood and the bumper.
Let's see here what these guys are
that might be
talking
what I'm
about. Let's have a look at that 83 machine just to cure the curiosity here. I'm looking for the right camera view. Yeah, he's got a good bit of damage to the front there.
That's on me. I got sucked up into him.
So the
Stand for. You want to claim the EOL, or you want to have it post-race reviewed just to make sure?
No, that's definitely on me. I went up a little bit, and his air just kept getting me up there.
Stand for. Appreciate you, sir.
Where's the pitch car at?
Backstretch coming up to the next turn, turn 3. Or, yeah, I believe turn 3.
So an exciting start to this one already. Looks like the pit strategy has changed things up just a bit, not much. Looks like a couple of these drivers may have stayed out. We're able to come up some in position. Should
All right,
be.
I'm going to see if I can hang with you. I don't know how bad the front end damage is. We're going to find out, though.
That was the 83 of Joshua Fix talking to Aaron Vogt in the number 2 there. Trying to come up with a little bit of game plan strategy here. As we'll find out here certainly just how much damage that 83 took, with him being up toward the front in 3rd place right there. If his front end is too messed up, he will not hold the draft very effectively, and you'll notice it quickly because these guys behind him will definitely start closing in on him. He'll have to make a decision at that point as to whether he tries to keep pushing or he just basically moves out of the way. so that he doesn't become a hindrance in the race and cause another caution. Aerodynamics on these trucks, cars are very, very particular, and it doesn't take much, especially on these larger draft tracks, to really affect the flow of things out there on the track. So we will find out shortly, as I do believe they are now 1 to green, double filed. See if he falls off when they go green. I forget what lap we were on, but I know that we are nearing the halfway stage here. As we come around turn 4, and the pace car should be coming off. We get this thing back green, and he is off. Nice early jump there by the 27 of Aaron Martin. Yeah, I believe the 83 there may have taken a little bit more of a beating than he thought he did. Truck should be going a lot faster. You can see the gap there between him and the other trucks there on the track. The draft is definitely being affected by the front end damage on that truck, and it looks like he's going to move to the outside there, let these guys on by so he's not holding anybody up. Definitely a respectable move there. And we're on lap 20, so 21, so he's got to hold this for 4 laps and hope he doesn't get lapped here. These drivers are still running with 1 faster rear, so look for him to come in during that halfway stage and get that damage fixed up so he can get back out on the track.
Yeah, I couldn't hang here, and I had to drop to the back. This thing ain't holding draft well at all.
Almost halfway through this one now. Most of these drivers staying one behind the other here. A couple running that outside line. Looks like they're trying to get a run of their own going. Aaron voting that number 2 truck now out front after a solid run there. And that yellow line on the inside. Christian Shriver in the 14, currently in 6th place, trying to get him a run going. 29 laps to go now in this one. Everybody's out here points racing tonight. Really and truthfully, the races here at Daytona, Talladega, all these bigger tracks like this, it's all really just about surviving. These guys have they do have 1 fast repair. That'll bail you out of some situations, but if you have to use it early on because you were involved in an incident, kind of like the 83 here tonight, it could definitely be detrimental. Lucky for him, I feel like he's going to make it to that halfway stage and be able to pull through without going a lap down here. We'll have to see how that plays out. He's got a few more laps to hold on. But once that fast repair is gone, you know, one more incident and it could be a race ender for a lot of these guys. You see it in real life as well during the actual NASCAR races. A lot of days get ended at these tracks. Some a little sooner than others. 27 to go now this time around. Crossing the line here is Aaron Vogt in that number 2 machine, still holding down that first spot there with Stephen Gall in that 25 right behind him. Tucking in tight there, trying to get some draft going. A little bit of a gap. Looking to close that up here as they enter the turn. A lot of these guys going in and hopping single file there. Riding along with the number 4,
right?
Christopher Mulkern. He's currently running in 4th. Aaron Martin right behind him in that 27 and 5th. Looks like Andrew Ziegler's going to try to get a run on him there on the outside, and seems like he was successful there. Do believe that is our halfway stage. It is 3rd caution of the night now, but now this one was not due to a wreck or incident. This is our halfway stage that was planned for the completion of lap 25. Give these guys a chance to catch their breath and come in and freshen up a little bit here. Be interesting to see if anybody takes tires. Several, I imagine, will be coming in to get some of that damage repaired. Looks like Austin Ziegler of the number 9 machine has already withdrawn from the race here. Not sure if that was due to taking on too much damage, not having a fast repair available. We have another lengthy caution here ahead of us. As I mentioned earlier on, if you got popcorn and need refills on drink, now would be the time to do it. You won't miss much here. Most of these drivers are going to go ahead and veer off now into the pits and get their trucks freshened up there, as the number 2 machine of Aaron Vogt leads them in. See who makes it off of pit road first here. It looks like the 11 of Ricky is going to be our first one out of pits. Brandon Meir in the 33 stayed out, so he is currently in 1st position. Aaron Vogt in the number 2 has dropped down to 3rd here. A couple more drivers coming out and getting caught up. Dale, I think the Rams are going to make a good addition back to the racing scene. Honestly,
Pace truck on the back straight.
I'm excited to see what it can do. I hope they build the race cars better than they do their actual vehicles, though, because I'm here to tell you, as a previous owner of a Dodge product, and worked on a few myself, I was not impressed with the quality. That's for sure. So hopefully with Ram being back on the scene, they start getting back to better quality parts. And anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox on that one now. But I am excited to see them back in. I tell you what I'm even more excited for as well is waiting on their arrival for iRacing. Look for them to be making a comeback soon. I know there's been a lot of talk about it, especially with the race for the seat happening. And yeah, exactly, Brent. That was kind of where I was going with that. I don't think I was saying it correctly, but yeah, that's exactly where I was going with that. Maybe with them being back out on the track now, it'll put some pressure on the manufacturer to start getting these things right and having them function like they're supposed to. Because I tell you, the issues that we had with ours were it was out of control.
Guys, it's double file
Not
here.
so much with drivetrain and powertrain issues, but more so with electrical.
That's hilarious. I don't think anybody was paying attention.
Yeah, Dale. A couple of the drivers in this league currently have already asked for permission once the Rams drops, if they're still currently running in this season and the season has not ended yet, would they be able to switch?
I'm the naked guy yelling at Walmart on YouTube. I guarantee it.
Always a hoot when old Grandpa Thompson's on the radio, man. I tell you, that guy is hilarious. He definitely keeps us laughing, that's for sure. I tell you what, though, and this is even coming from me. I usually stick with Chevys on the track, but I gotta say, especially in the truck series, I would be tempted in truck series or Xfinity to swap over to Toyota real quick, especially for Xfinity. Man, them Supras look nasty, man. They are a mean looking car, and the Tundras in the truck series, they're pretty mean looking too. And it's really weird to kind of see how different these trucks handle and race, and hear some of these drivers talking about it with their experiences out on the track. How the different brands they all handle differently and race differently out there on the track. It's kind of cool to hear them talk about a lot. Definitely keeps things interesting. As we are now back green flag racing with only 22 laps left to go in this one. And you almost have to wonder, if you tuned in for the dual races last weekend, both races ended in quite a chaotic way. Dual race 1 literally ended with a major wipeout there at the end and a slide across the finish line by the 25 of Stephen Gall. And he was able to still take the win with the next...
Man, do I really need a good view to see what's going on up front?
Next,
Yellow all over the place.
next 4 positions right after were literally filing in right behind him. And then dual race 2 ended with a really good push on the very last lap, and ended with the 83 machine of Joshua Fix kind of coming up into the 001 of Doyle Boyd. And speaking of Doyle Boyd, he is in another incident here with what looked like, hard smack there by the 45 into the wall. We got to go back and look at that one again. That had quite a few people wrapped up in that one. Looks like it may have started with Andrew Ziegler. Let's look here. Hold on. We're going to get a better view. That one doesn't really do much for us. Let's change that up a bit here. Gonna go with our old traditional chase cam here. Let's see just what happened. So we see the 12 there in front of the 11 of Ricky. Right there is 001 of Dual Boyd right there on the inside there. A little bit of a hook to the rear panel. That one was I don't know what exactly you would say. Let's see here. Let's try it one more time here from Andrew, and then we'll swap over to the 001 of Mr. Boyd. From that angle, it looks like Ziegler may have come down just a bit. Let's take a look at that from Mr. Boyd's perspective here. We'll swap our view over. You see 001 holding the inside there. Yeah, it looks like the 12 of Andrew Ziegler came down. And boy, it just caused a crap show for everyone there. Couple of the drivers back there trying to move out of the way. You see the 83 of Joshua Fix going sideways into the grass there. Couple of drivers got collected in this one, it looks like. A good many of them were able to miss it.
Takes truck, turn one.
A bit of a mess out there on the track after that one. Brent Wee is correct. I'm sure that's probably the thought process of a lot of those drivers out there. That quite a few of them getting sideways just to avoid that one.
Yeah, I don't know whose fault that was, but I was behind it, watching it. It almost looked like the 12 came down, but obviously not my call.
Stand for. If we're unsure, it'll just be safe for post race.
Another drink break on this one. Next weekend, these guys will gear up to head back to Echo Park, or as most of you know it, Atlanta. Looks like the 33 of Brandon Muir there was going to come off for a pit and decided against it.
Alright, Lucky Dog's coming up, stay low.
Riley Pottle in the 99 there getting the lucky dog on this one. Not much left to go in this one. I feel like that it's going to be a hard-fought battle all the way to the last lap here. Yeah, Dale, I agree with you, man. One fast repair is tough. It's definitely one guaranteed bailout, but as I mentioned earlier, if you have to use it early on, I mean, even using it here in the halfway point at the stage caution is
How did I get a
questionable.
black flag?
You almost want to have it up until the last 10 to go, 10 to 15 to go, just to feel comfortable. Now, I would not want to be in the position here of having one that was already used at the halfway stage like the 83 had to do there. 'Cause you never know what's going to happen out here on these tracks, and especially these big super speedways. It is a open world of possibilities
Josh,
out
can you
there.
check why I got a black flag?
Yeah, I'm trying to look on the screen and see now. Give me just a second.
So we are now in the 1 to go
It's
margin
not
here.
showing me at my glance, Mr. Boyd. Look and see about your incident points, because I know it'll give you one at 20.
And the old 45 claiming early on in the chat here he's going to make a good showing next week at Echo Park. The last race at Echo Park was pretty decent.
All right, guys, come on.
For
Let's
several
buckle down and get
drivers.
some green flag racing in these last
I
couple
think
of
a
laps.
couple of these guys surprised themselves out there at Echo Park. That's a fun track to run. It can be tricky, but definitely fun.
It said I entered a closed pit and passed through. Yeah, I didn't pass anybody.
What's
I
going to
thought
be interesting is the
entered a
following
closed pit,
weekend after Echo Park.
into the
These
lane.
guys, it's been a little while since we've seen them at one. The last road course was Laguna
Yeah,
Seca.
you're patching under the yellow is probably a
But
damage
they
start.
have Echo Park next weekend, and then the following weekend we'll be right back here at Daytona again for the Daytona road course. Don't hold me to it. I want to say it is the short road course at Daytona, but a road course nonetheless. And the road courses get interesting, especially with no cautions. It's pretty much try your best to survive and hang in there, and hope that you don't wind up spinning out or losing control or having a collision with someone else, because it will easily put you a lap down. Do not have the track stats in front of me for the Daytona road course, and honestly I don't believe I have ever driven any of the formats of the Daytona road course, so that will be an interesting race for sure. It was also announced earlier today that the truck series will be concluding from their regular what was originally planned as a 50-something week season. It will be shortened. I think it was by 11 weeks, and it will be set to conclude on the same week that the Street Stock Series ends their first season for their last playoff race at Myrtle Beach, which is August 19th. The trucks race that Saturday, that same weekend, at New Hampshire. So the New Hampshire race will now conclude the Truck Series season. For those of you that had not seen the news, put that out there. They will be shortening it by about 11 weeks, and that comes by way of the progression system there. The league is looking to go ahead and get that progression system implemented to try and balance out the competition here, and also add some series a variety of series into the mix here. As we mentioned before, we'll bring a progression system and we'll also have a regression system. So if a driver moves up to a higher series and isn't exactly doing very well, they would be demoted back down to the series they came from to try and give them another season to maybe handle a car with a little less horsepower. And the issue that these guys are running into is the skill gap here within the league is so widespread from experienced drivers to young new drivers that it can sometimes create a bit of an issue with on-track incidents and things of that nature. And it's kind of frustrating at times, but the progression system should help with that drastically. So that'll be something interesting to look forward to. As we see the 14 of Christian Shriver now up front with the 27 tucked in tight on his bumper there. Brandon Meir in the 33 right there behind the 27, entering the turn here. A couple of drivers trying to get a run on that outside now as we are rolling up to 13 to go, this time over the finish line. Looking like the 83 there, trying to make him a move on the outside. 45 of Brent Thompson hanging on the outside as well. Those two can link up back there and get a bit of a push going. Could prove to be pretty beneficial here.
.33 pitting this lap.
Dale, I hear you on that one, man. Well, one thing's for certain, it should definitely put folks in the series they belong in, and should make these guys get a little more comfortable with each other out on the track and what they're capable of before moving up to some of these higher horsepower cars. As we see the 33 of Brandon Meir here going ahead and hitting pits. Not sure what he had going on there. Maybe he just needed fuel. Looks like that may have been the case. That was a long enough stop there for fuel. So we get back up to the action here with the 25 of Stephen Gall currently in third place. Chantel Pottle right behind him in that 05 machine there, trying to close the gap and get her a run going. The 83 is still hanging out there on that outside with the 45 of Brent Thompson right there behind him. Interesting to see what plays out here. Yeah, unfortunately, Dale, you're 100% correct. He definitely pitting then lost the pack, so that draft is now gone for him. The only thing he can really hope at this point is that he doesn't wind up going a lap down here. The rate these guys are moving, a lot of things are shaking up out there on the track. He almost has to hope for a caution here at this point to kind of even things out. As the 14 of Chris Shriver is holding down that lead. Just a blur going by the camera there. 45 of Brent Thompson inching his way on up there toward the front. Got a good many of drivers behind him there. Drafting, getting a push there from the 05 of Chantel Pottle. And a solid run there by the 45 Moving up several positions in that one. Solid run. And he's still moving it too. That 45 is inching in closer on the 14 of Christian Shriver now with 9 laps to go in this one. A little bit of fallback here in the turn. Don't think that's going to affect him much though as he pushes on by the 27 there. He had enough there to push out past the 14 of Chris Shriver with Chantel Pottle in the 05 right behind him there. Coming out a little wide on the turn. Looked like she might have got a little bit of contact from the wall on her rear quarter panel there. Nothing too major though as she drops down in front of the 14 of Chris Shriver. The number 2 of Aaron Vogt on the outside of Shriver there. 83 right on the outside of the 27. Looks like the 2 and the 83 are going to try to get them a little bit of a run going here. A little bit of contact with the 83 on the wall, pushing Stephen Gollin, the 25, in. Nothing major though, but enough to fall back. 7 laps to go in this one. This one's almost over. Now the number 2 of Aaron Vogt closing in on Brent Thompson in that 45. Going to try to get him a push. 83 closing in on the number 2. A little bit of a push there from Chantel Pottle in the 05, but looks like Brent Thompson's getting him another run from that outside line. Solid push there that seems to be paying off from the 45. Some more contact there with the 83 touching the wall. Brent Thompson not letting up in that 45 machine. Using the draft to his advantage here with Aaron Vogt tucking in behind him, keeping that push strong. See if these guys got a little bit of a shake-up out there. A couple of folks getting squirrely, and it looks like the 14 of Christian Shriver eating the wall there. Let's go back and take a look at that one. Can't really tell from that view what happened. Let's back that up one more time. Let's go to the old reliable chase cam here. We see the 14 there right beside Aaron Vogt. Let's back that up a little bit because it looked like Shriver had already started to get a little bump there. A little bit of contact between him and the 2 of Aaron Vogt. Let's look at that again in slow-mo here. So Christian Shriver kind of moving up the track a little bit there. Could be from some of the side draft going on. Aaron Vogt kind of door banging him a little bit there. Looks like he's able to recover. Comes back up a little high there and clips the 27 of Aaron Martin. Looks like the 83 of Joshua Fix also got into Martin there on that spin out, missing a quarter panel there. I would dare say that is, yeah, he's not steering that thing very well. That may be the end of the 83's night. back under caution again.
Come on, 99.
Pace car's in one.
We're going
Since
to
I'm
change.
lucky dog, will I be able to pit?
No, if you pit, you lose lucky dog.
You'll get lucky dog, then you can pit when you come back around.
Looks like the 45 of Brent Thompson is now going to take the lead behind the pace truck here under this caution. After that little
So
nasty
if I were to
incident back
pit,
there.
right here coming up when pit lane opens up, would I lose lucky dog? Is that when I would lose it?
Yes, but if you go ahead and take your lucky dog now, when you come back around and you're back on the lead lap, you can pit then and you'll be fine. But take lucky dog first.
So can I go ahead right now and take my lucky dog?
I think you're allowed to get up right behind the pace car and get ready to go when he crosses the line. He'll tell you to cross the line as soon as we cross start finish. I always just get up behind the pace car and get ready to go when it tells me.
I was just wondering if you would allow me to get it now and clear the black if I have one, and then I'm able to pit.
Nah, I couldn't bend the rule that way, man. You gotta go when iRacing tells you to.
Alright, I was just wondering. No
40
worries.
45 going to go ahead and come in under caution there. Looks like the 2 of Aaron Vogt's going to stay out. That now makes him the leader. Couple of leaderboard changes here. That was the 99 of Riley Pottle there, kind of getting into the back of Aaron Vogt a little bit. I believe that was the 99. So it looks like this one's gonna end under green-white-checkered here. All that means is 3 more laps, so the race may be extended a little past the original 50 laps that were planned. So these guys will get lined up in double file. They'll go green for that lap, then they'll have their white flag lap, and then the checkered. So it'll be a 3-lap shootout to see if the 2 of Aaron Vogt can hold on to that lead up front there with the 33 of Brandon Muir right behind him.
I'll take the EO off when need be for that one. Just that's on me for that one.
I have not seen the 83 machine come off of pits yet, so I do assume that that last incident there with the 14 and 27, I do think that that put him out of the race tonight. Almost got to finish this one, but almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, right? Got us a couple of 45 fans in here tonight, it seems like. Green Demon Kings, good to have you with us, man. Appreciate you tuning in. As the lights are off on the pace truck this time around, which means we are now down to the 1 to green. They will be going green the next time across the finish line. And it will be a 3-lap shootout for the winner. Couple of mentions real quick before we make it around that far. We will have some bonus points awarded for last week's dual races. Stephen Gall in the 25 will get 10 points for finishing first place in duel 1. Aaron Martin will get 10 bonus points as well for finishing first place in duel 2. Christopher Mulkerin will get 5 bonus points for finishing second place in duel 1. Aaron Vogt will get 5 points for finishing second place in duel 2. Andrew Ziegler, Chantel Pottle, and Ricky in the 11 machine, they will all get 3 points, 3 bonus points for finishing 3rd through 5th place in duel 1. And then Joshua Fix, Doyle Boyd, and Matthew Corley will get 3 bonus points for finishing 3rd through 5th in duel 2. And all other drivers from both duels will get 2 additional bonus points as we go green here for this 3-lap shootout to see who is going to be our winner for this Daytona race tonight. So we see the 2 machine of Aaron Vogt there. A little bit of a slow start on the restart. 45 sneaks in behind him there. Going to try to give him a little push past that 33 of Brandon Muir, and it works. Just 2 laps to go now in this one. A little bit of a line forming on that outside, but that inside line has a solid run. There is the 2 of Aaron Vogt, the 45 of Brent Thompson, and the 11 of Ricky are all drafting strongly here. Ricky trying to close that gap between him and the 45 machine there. And he jumps to the outside to try and get a run going on these guys. Looks like it worked just a little bit. White flag this time around. Final lap of the race here. This is going to determine it all right here. A couple of guys going 3 wide here. Oh, a wreck there between the, looked like the 4 of Chris Mulkerin. Not going to trigger a caution here. Let's back that up some. That one looked pretty nasty. We're going to show this one from a couple of different views here. Looks like we're going to need them to try to get a grip on just what happened here. We see the 33 of Brandon Muir, the 4 of Chris Mulkerin, and the 12 of Andrew Ziegler all bunched up there together, with the 11 caught right in between the mess. The 4, excuse me, slides and gets airborne on that one. Doyle Boyd shooting on past the wreckage there in that 001. A couple of guys getting tangled up in this one. Man. Talk about an incident there on the last lap. Now we see it is a shootout between the 2 of Aaron Vogt and the 45 of Brent Thompson there. Oh, and Brent Thompson gets just past him in that 45 machine to take home the win tonight at Daytona. What a finish.
Well done, man.
What a finish there. Top 3 there is going to be, well, matter of
At
fact,
least we're done with these plate tracks. Thank God.
let's do that. Let's get our results up
Brandon,
there
all
for
you had
this
to do
one.
was push me, man. You didn't have to go 3 wide.
Brent
You
Thompson
would've been in
taking
front.
home the win tonight. Aaron Vogt finishing in 2nd. Aaron Martin in that 27 machine finishing 3rd. Chantel Pottle in 4th in that 05 Chevy. Brandon Muir in that 33 finishing in 5th. Christopher
Trying to hear
Mulkerin
you
in
there,
6th.
Joshua.
Stephen Gall in 7th. Ricky in the 11 machine finishing 8th. Christian
I was
Schreiber
saying
in 9th.
to Brent, good race to
Doyle
all you
Boyd
guys.
finishing
That
in
was,
10th. Andrew
that was a
Ziegler in
close finish
11th.
there between
Joshua
you and
Fix
Aaron.
finishing in 12th position tonight. Riley Pottle in that 99 machine finishing in 13th position. And Austin Ziegler, who dropped out earlier in the race, finishing in 14th. That is going to be your finishing grid lineup there. Get that stuff off the track there. We showed you the points before race. Here are our current point standings post-race. We see Chantel Pottle is now at 631. Aaron Vogt is at 605 here. Joshua Fix is now at 549 points. Matthew Corley at 391. Brent Thompson's moving up one position to 351. Christian Shriver drops down a position to 344. Andrew Ziegler stays in the same position here with 308. Austin moves up one with 252 points. David Martin in the 53 with 247, dropping one position. And Doyle Boyd is in the same position with 241, gaining closely on David Martin of the 53 there. So those are our current point standings here. First full race debut there for Aaron Martin in that 27 machine. Let's go check out some of the victory donuts here with our 45 machine of Brent Thompson, and I will double check again, but I do believe he is standing by here waiting for his post-race interview. Kind of funny to watch these donuts here and rewind. Looks a little crazy. So let's check now. We do have him standing by, so let's get him up in the booth here with us. Brent, thanks for joining us, bud. Awesome run out there in that 45 machine. How you feeling? Brent, you got a copy?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now. How you feeling after that win tonight in that 45 machine?
What's going on? Feeling pretty good. That was a good race. It was a lot of fun. The outside line, they were just all over the place. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you are. Great. It was a fun race. There was a lot of good racing out there. The outside line had a lot of trouble getting together. I was looking all night for the right 3 truck, but it was rough.
I mean, that was definitely a slick run you had there on the 2 of Aaron Vogt. I last lap finished there, and you pulled it off, man. You zipped right on by him for the win. It was definitely a hard fought win there. We saw you had a.
I think I'm having a real bad delay, but yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was a fun race.
Yeah. Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
I caught the draft at the end and just slung-shot him to the end.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Oh, Thunder Valley Racing and the Palmetto Racing League. Thanks for putting it on for us, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good, Brent. We appreciate you joining us this afternoon. Good job on that win out there. All right, that was the 45 of Brent Thompson there. Excited after his win tonight. I believe that is his second win of the Truck Series season. Last win he had was at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and he takes it home again tonight for this race here at Daytona. What an evening it has been. We hope you enjoyed the content. If you want to keep up with all the action, we put on weekly live events. Street stocks will be taken to the track this week at Rockingham after having a week off. So be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with the content. And we'll hope to see you guys again on Wednesday, or excuse me, on Thursday Wednesday, my apologies. I forget there was a schedule change. We will see you guys again on Wednesday when the street stocks head out to Rockingham. That's going to do it for us here tonight. We hope you enjoyed this race and look forward to hearing from you again on Wednesday night. Y'all enjoy your evening.